Yelehem Ashalahem. Vanan B'didan. B'didan Natzach. We have the words of the Rebbe. That even if till this moment in life, everything didn't work for me. My Shalom Bayis till this very day was never the way it's meant to be. And the Rebbe does not want martyrs. The Rebbe does not buy into people living a life of suffering. The Rebbe wants and insists that Yiddishkeit is real. It's real, blissful. If you go the Rebbe's program with Yiddishkeit and Teinem Mitzvahs, and if it's not working, figure it out. You're not living with a David of B'nai Yisrael v'Yisrael. I've dealt with families that have suffered for 18 years, lived a life of misery. And it's 6-7 years later, they can't imagine how did I live in such darkness? Whether it's Shalom Bayis, whether it's Chinuch. Ein Gemeinde erzählt mir, gemutscht, Rachmon Litzlan mit der Kind gewinnen, a Mädel gewinnen in Imke HaKlippus. In Imke HaKlippus, I'm telling you a real story. A high school girl was drowning in all the trash. And he had a Seilach Harav, because the Rebbe tells us he must have a Seilach Harav. And a Seilach Harav is not when it's convenient, and not when he's going to tell you something that's music to your ears, and not when he's going to tell you something that suits your logic and understanding, but when he's going to tell you that there's an ocean in front of you and take an unimaginable, impossible step. That's a Seilach Harav. What happens today? A lot of people have a Seilach Harav, but the second your Rav is going to tell you something that's not really matching up to what one of your therapists once told you, or something that's not mamish music to your ears, or it's not mamish convenient, or it doesn't seem imaginable, bing bong, 1-800, the next guy, and you're jumping around. Before you know it, you're up to 40, and then you really expect that Seilach Harav to really invest himself in you, when he knows that if he tells you something that's not mamish punk the way you want to hear it, then you're jumping to the next Seilach Harav. And the Rebbe says, Seilach Harav is a kviyah. Doesn't mean that every Seilach Harav you're writing a lifetime contract with him. But the Rebbe says a Seilach Harav means it's not necessarily music to yours. Buy into it. The Rebbe tells us one of the formulas for a blissful life is have a Seilach Harav. I'm going to say it loud and clear. I'm a big knacker, a big mazes. We own today properties over $20 million. It's Bonamizes. I can look back and tell you every single success in life, personal, family, chinuch, shlichus, every area is only because I listened to my Seilach Harav, and every flip, flop, and failure I had is because I thought I was smarter than him. I don't need to ask him. I know better. Every failure was because I did Seilach Harav. Now, our Seilach Haravs are not angels. They're not miracle workers. They're not. What are they? You know what they are? They are. When you do Nachshim and Aminadav, when you do the Rebbe's program, the Seilach Harav will have the Rebbe's kichas. Now I was there by the Sikh where the Rebbe said, "Apella de Kazach." It's amazing de Kazach. The Rebbe ever told anybody, if you don't do my Miftzayim, I'm not going to answer you. You don't go on Miftzah Tefillin, I'm not going to answer you your answers. And you're going to go on Miftzah Kashas and Zuzah, this, that. Apella de Kazach. The Rebbe says, it comes to Miftzah Seilach Harav. The Rebbe says, if you're going to write to me a question, hier mach hier. Und ich will dir fragen, wer ist deiner ob du hast a Seilach Harav. Und danach will ich dir fragen, wer ist deiner Seilach Harav. And if you're not going to answer me, I'm not going to answer you. Is this the Rebbe's style? The Rebbe macht up his conditions. The Rebbe is the Evi Yisrael Amiti. A Yid asking the Rebbe an area, Parnasa, Chinuch, life, Shalom Bayis, and the Fuah. The Rebbe's not going to answer. No, the Rebbe macht up his condition. Evi Yisrael Seilach Harav, Chadarem for the Mishish. It doesn't match up. But Ula Yeshleimah. What the Rebbe is saying is very passion. Today the Rebbe made a program. Not today. The Rebbe started Dvarim Tov, Passion Dvarim Tov Shem and Vav. Look at the Sikha. And the Rebbe used words that the Rebbe never used in any other mitzvah in history of the Rebbe's Messias. And the Rebbe said, this is Abakosha Nafshis. And not Abakosha Nafshis because this identifies what it means, but Be'emes in the Sach Tifer. Le'is Ata Loi Matzasi Bitu Yoiser Noching. I haven't found a better way. I have to use Abakosha Nafshis, but Be'etzim it's much more. Did Rebbe ever say this, but again, anything else? And Chanoch nish gefunden another better expression that this is my soul felt bakasha. Was is it tired about that? Why? Why is it so crucial and critical? And the Rebbe started this memvav. Look up the Sikha, Dvarim Memvav, look at the Sikha. And from then, Sikha after Sikha after Sikha, Tishrei, gegangen, on a break. The Rebbe is saying, Zeir Pashit, you coming to me for an answer? Ich hab schon geschickt dein Antwort zu deiner Seele Charav. He's waiting to give you the answer. Go there. Rebbe's not making conditions. Rebbe's like, if you do this, I'll do that. Klar shalachti. Sag mir, wenn der Seele Charav ist. Auf dort liegt dein Antwort. Now I am a Seele Charav. He might not be the most brilliant guy in the world. He might not be the who knows what. Der Rebbe hat gelacht einmal im Arav, Devel Malach Hashem Tzvayt, wer hat einmal gesehen am Malach, famous verbringen, der Rebbe gelacht. But what's the idea? I have the humility. I'm submitting myself to my Simcha. Chevra, let's ask ourselves: are we signing up to the Rebbe's program? Do we really have a Seil Charav? And the Rebbe asked many times, when was the last time you consulted with your Seil Charav? And a Chana for Yud what did the Rebbe capitalize? What did the Rebbe emphasize, magnify? Was heißt a Chana for Yud Shvat? A Seil Charav. Geh zu dein Mashpia. This Monday was a bit of sprinkle. Later I have a Mashpia from Yeshiva. But the Rebbe said, go to Yassil Charav and tell him, was du sich gegret of Yud Shvat? What did Yachana look after 10 days, after 10 days, after 10 days? And the Rebbe, this is what the Rebbe identifies as kashrus, means where's my discussion, where's my kesher with my Seil Charav? Chevra, if we don't have it tonight, let's sign up and say we're buying into the Rebbe's mandate, a Seil Charav. And not when it's convenient, and not I'm going to listen when it's music to my ears, but dafka when he's going to tell me to do something that's impossible. And I want to tell you, Chevra, I'm speaking loud and clear. I'm telling you every blessing in my life. The Ingeman that told me, his high school daughter, Rahman al-Islam, he called us Seil Charav. Seil Charav gave him guidance, precision. Do this, do that. Be encouraging, be uplifting, be inspiring. You be loving. At dem gegeben die ganze Sache. Herta Meister, this past Yutas Kiss of this young man called me. That same girl in high school that was an Imke Aklippis in every schmutz and dreck in this world, called to know a Tenua of one of the Negunim of the Alter Rebbe, because for Yutas Kislev Fabrengen in her school, that there has to be massive and ganze verkocht, and a few months later she's organizing a Shabbaton for the whole school, which is infused with the motto of Iskashus to the Rebbe. The same kid. Why? How did it happen? Because Dabilo b'nei Yisrael, so you want to split an ocean, you want to see something impossible, you have to listen to Moshe Rabbeinu. And the Rebbe tells us what it looks like. Let's not look around and say it's not working for me. Really? What did we do? What's our checklist? Should we sign up to the Rebbe's program? Because Bam Rebbe is the Dan Notzach. You know what the Rebbe said by the Dan Notzach? Look at the Fabrengen, what the Rebbe said by the Dan Notzach. I remember sitting with Jungelite during the court case. I want to tell you what happened then. I'm not talking about the gazettes and courtrooms and does. I'm talking about Lubavitcher Jungelite. Spitz, Spitz Chabad. And they were saying, impossible. Can you imagine a goy? A goy is going to decide that a rabbi doesn't own his own prayer book? Tell me, that makes sense. Is it shaykh ever that a goy will imagine? I went to the taxi this morning from 770, and I thought I had my towels bag. So I said, I think I left my prayer book in the thing. He stopped his car. Prayer book. Like, how do you live without a prayer book? I found it. A rabbi doesn't own his own prayer book? You want to tell me properties, library, but come on. His own siddur tefillah. Every kid owns a siddur. A rabbi, I heard this not, you know where I heard this from Lubavitch's Spitz Chabad. That was sitting on benches in 770, and they were saying it's impossible. You know why? Because it's really impossible. It really makes no sense. Look at the sikhs. It says loud and clear. It's on the video movement on trial. It's really one of the best videos that Jem ever gave out. And the Rebbe says loud and clear, Yed Chifetz, Yed Sefer, Zicher, Umken, clear, emphatic, unquestionable words. The Rebbe is confident everything will come back. But then the Rebbe wrote, excuse our French, the Rebbe rolled up his sleeves and waged a war. It's not going to happen, for sure. The Rebbe will be Menatzeich. But the Rebbe had Leichen given a Mulchama. And the Rebbe lifted up and allowed us all to be part of that war. And the Rebbe says, Bati Chabad, conquer the world. Chabad is nish active. We're going to show them that relative to their name, we're going to be active. And what happened? Charles P. Sifton, Adge Paskin, in the federal court system of the United States of America, like the Rebbe said, the Rebbe und seine Svarim belong to Chassidus. The impossible. Dabiro b'nei Yisrael v'Yisrael. And the Rebbe's Parsha of Dida Notzach is not a story of a victory of the Rebbeim. The Rebbe is calling on us. And what was the first Sikha the Rebbe said? The Rebbe says, when you find opposition, don't be disillusioned, don't be discouraged. Stell sich vor, der Rebbe guckt da auf die, was haben gemacht mit Rebbe, den größten Zar, Yogin Vanocha. They made the Rebbe the biggest Agnes Nefesh. There's nothing more painful to the Rebbe to take a tissue that belonged to the Frierdiker Rebbe and touch it. Never mind, take it, touch it. But Rebbe, this is the biggest Zar. You talk about Afshal, touching it. And then the Rebbe stands there and tells all Chassidim, it's a call to action. If they're challenging us and they're telling us that we are not active, it means that we have to reach now a level of activity that relative to the past, it's called everything we did till now, despite the huge conquering of the world, it's inactive. We have to bring it, and that's exactly what happened. How many Bate Chabad were there before Hetevis? How many Bate Chabad were there post Hetevis? But it's not about Hetevis, and it's not about the Gulf War. It's about here and now, today, when we're standing here, Yud Shvat Toshin Ayin Tes. We all have to sign up to the Rebbe's program. I heard a story. Yes, the She's down with less than the Felt Amaisim, the Stam with the Monntriaol Yidden Vesidot. As Melkin, in the early years, he sent the Rebbe a blank check. Everybody heard the story? He said, just share the story. I'm sugar the He sent the Rebbe a blank check. Rabbi Chadikov called him up and says, was ist das? You know, blank check? He calls him back again. He says, the Rebbe will wissen, ob kann schreiben einen check of $10,000. He can write the check for $10,000. It was not slave together. It was not even in his wildest imagination. It was like new in the, I don't know what ever happened, but so, yeah. And he hangs up the phone. He says, "Gewalt geschrieben. Where am I going to do this? I'm going to beg and borrow." And thus, Bechlal wasn't totally not in his league, in his wildest imagination. He's going to sell this. He's going to make. At episode, gets another call from Rabbi Chadikov. The Rebbe will wissen. The Rebbe wants to know if he's doing it b'simcha. So he's racking his brain. What am I going to sell? I'm going to sell my gatkes to make this work. And the Rebbe wants to know if it's going to be b'simcha. Yud Shvat is not about signing a Ksavas Kashrus because it's popular, because it works, and because we see miracles, and because it's comfortable, and because it's popular. Yud Shvat is not signing of Ksavas Kashrus when it seems impossible. It's about signing my name and saying, Rebbe, I'm signing up to your program because it's the only truth. It's emes havayla elam, not an elamis haruchni, but elamis hagashmi v'achumdi lamata masar tvachim. It's not because I'm signing it, it's going to bring me success, and not, it's a minishnege. Nachshon did not jump in. The Rebbe said did not jump into the ocean because he thought it's going to spill. He heard Moshe Rabbeinu's words and he ran. He ran with it. That's when ocean split. It's not when we go embark on a journey and we say, I know it's going to work, and we have calculations, Mises. No calculations. The Rebbe gives us the mandate of Deira Shvi Shtuz Dikdusha. It makes no sense. It's illogical, it's irrational, it makes no sense. How are you waking up tomorrow morning and doing something that seems impossible? Because that's who we are. That's what Deira Shvi is all about. That's our modus operandi. This is the mandate the Rebbe gave us. It's not another part. Do this, also do that. No! This is where it begins. Wir sind die Rebbe's Soldaten. And wir sind übergegeben, bechol, leben, nefesh, be'al, no cheshbenis. And when all those thoughts come into our mind, you have to recognize every machshava that's weakening our determination to follow the Rebbe's program is giving up shtachim. I once heard Nussi Grai verbringen. Wie gesagt, stell sich vor. It was such a powerful insight. He was sitting in all the Teda verbringen with the Bachrim. It's so real. He said, imagine you're going to give money to the PLO. You're going to give money to the Arabs. Hamas. You're going to support them. They're going to blow up cities and states and so. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine every time a machshava zara comes into your mind that you're going to equal that with funding the Hamas? But you know what? That's petty. This is Klingel. This is the Rebbe. The Rebbe has a vision for this world. And the Rebbe needs to see a world of utter bliss, of Gilui Lakus, of Nigla Kved Havaya. And every machshava that I'm going to do, I'm going to entertain. Machshavas come, right? The Alter Rebbe doesn't talk about machshavas that come to me. The Alter Rebbe talks about machshavas that we're going to allow, entertain. A beautiful ma'aseh, a pelush ma'aseh, that Eir HaMeir, a chassid once came to the Magid. Was tuchen machshavas zares. He says, "Then that's the game to my Talmud that Eir Bala Rameir of Velva Shitamer." He comes to Shitamer. He looks around. The town is dark. Yeah, with the Ma'aser gate, there's one house, lichtig. He comes to the house of Velva Shitamer and clapped on the table. Ein Kelven in the Maggid sent him to the Velva Shitamer to deal with Machshavas zares. Ein Kelven in klappt. Starker. Ein Kelven in. He looks into the keyhole. Lo and behold, the Velva Shitamer sees dark mamish in front of the door, and it's impossible. He's not hearing me. He starts pounding on the door. Ein Kelvin, ein Revolver, sitzt dort mit den Svarim, geht on Shoes. Finally, after a long time, he's pounding doors. He gave up and he sits down. And finally, the Revolver comes to the door. Says, "Well, the guy sitting on his step. What sitzt du da? What's this? Like he's like all offended. Like I'm pounding it for many hours. Mitamol, you woke up. Like what's going on here? You're sitting there the whole time. You didn't hear me? He says, how can I help you? He says, the Maggid sent me for you to tell me how to deal with Machshav Zadas. He says, but what do you want now? He says, I just told you. I want the Maggid sent me to tell. I answered you that already. What do you want now? He says, what do you want from me? What's for first to me? Kitzer, I answered you. You know what happened? You came to my door and you knocked. And you know what? I chose to ignore you. And you know what? You knocked harder. And I chose to ignore you. And then you knocked even harder. And I was determined to ignore you. And I did not let you in. And that's exactly how you deal with Machshav Zadas. Say, clap. You don't choose who's coming to your door. Das ist nicht so, das ist Bahad Kafshin Rahman Allah. The Rebbe Shikman Azan is saying, it's not my business. Clap, but you can choose what you're going to let into your mind. How many times do we let go the second before the Yeshua? The second before it's about to happen. It's such a peldik kazach. I was sitting recently in a home. I bit the Meisel, the Rebbe Shimshikin, for Yirmiyah ben Esther, Homa, Cheres Amiti. I was auction. Namen will sagen, Pornamen. Chaim Schnezal ben Miriam, Lomar Afur, und Adam ben Chanel, Lomar Afur, Schleimer Kreven, Eifem Adam, Gat Chilo, Yas Malecha, Lamaila, Ben Amishur Legan, Lamaila, Mederach HaTeva, take from Yad Mamish, Ad, Bid Rebbe Dach, Gat Chilo, Yas Malecha. Alle Yidden wat daarvan nog maar naar voren, they'll have maar naar voren, take from Yad Mamish. I'm sitting in the home, Yingerman, Nachman al-Islam, he's faced with serious stuff. I sat down, verbringen about the Sich of Shmeis Lamidvav. During the Gulf War, the Rebbe has given us a liquid. The Rebbe speaks about what Krachut is like. Made in the community. The Rebbe explains there, hey, Sinai, the coats pass. Mantle. The bell the Rebbe comes with a coat. So I see she into the Kim the Chul. Chaim. I guess my other sale. Kids say. I made it. So I'm sitting there verbringing, and I'm telling you, know what Tachlis Zangut means? There's a sikh the Rebbe speaks about in Beshalach. Rebbe Zog, the Rebbe brings the Kedes from Kedes Avodas. Was heißt Betochen? Betochen meant when there's no achiz, klal, b'derech hatev, Yeshua. It's impossible. And the very fact that a Yid has betochen, a Yid jumps into a thing, this in itself warrants and credits him to bring Yeshua. So we launched this big campaign. When I reach out to one of the parents in the school. I tell him, you got to get your father to help me. He said, I'll try. Kitzer, it's a real critical message. Amazing, it's like existing over many years, over 20 years, 25 years. It's a real critical message. So I reach out to my child, I tell him, you got to get your father. He said, big accounting firm, a big, huge firm. So he says, I'll try. Kids, I call, I email, I'm in contact with email. Dr. Mir, listen, I did what I can, and I spoke to my father. I told him, apparently, Mashal Lozaz, something's not moving. He says, it'll help me know how to deal with this. The dust head of us, the Tustin and health and the Mezes, and the head on later to come. So I told him, I need to give me some episode vibes. This is the email I received. My father has absolutely underlined, bolded, big word, absolutely no interest in giving you a dime. He was even upset that I approached him. Quite encouraging. Absolutely underlined, bolded. Chavre, was tut me when you get such an answer? This guy is a Gvir Adir, and he's telling you he's absolutely לא מעוניין, בסדר, לא מעוניין, אני אפרק אותו, absolutely no, he's even upset that I approached. What do we do in real life? What does the Rebbe tell us with the story of Shtachim, where world opinion has an effect on us? You know what happens when world opinion has an effect on us? You say, he's Kadel, he's Kadesh, say the next guy. It's not working, it's not happening. Took that Shabbos. I learned the Maimer. Tashel Alf, the Rebbe Magig, when a Maimer. Wow, what's that Maimer? I forgot what year it was. Pada b'shalom Maimer, amazing Maimer. The Rebbe twice, kapal the Mugadik Mamarim, that same of the Rebbe Ret was what Gilead Yechida looks like. Tashin Lamed is a Maimer Pada b'shalom Tes Kislev Tashin and Tashin Lamed Tes. Amazing Maimer. The Rebbe Ret Gilead Yechida. Kitzer, that Shabbos, ich bin gesetzt, ich bin sehr zerklappt. Friday, I was very, very zerklappt. You know, those are one of the end of the weeks where you're like, I was hoping. I'll hear a shaykh said this. Kitzer, that Shabbos I sat and learned the Maimer. And you know what? This is back klap. It's lenzich Kodesh. You know, you're not counting, you're not banking, you're not making any condition, you're just learning the Maimer and really, really connecting. What does Gilead Yechida look like? And the Rebbe talks there about where you ignite Yechida. Chevre, I strongly encourage you. It's a powerful thing. Lamed Pod b'Shalom Lamed Tes, I think it's Tes or Yud Kislev. So Mugadik Maimer, learn that Maimer. It's powerful beyond description. The kids said Chagandik Shabbos and Sunday morning. Ich schicke dem Chaverman an email. The Chaverman has something gesagt. I have absolutely no interest. Absolutely, mate. Lo מעניין אותי. אל תספר לי סיפורים. לא מעניין אותי. You schick the email. 3 sentences. Nicht kein lange Drosches, whatever. Es ist nicht durchgegangen 3 Stunden. I get an email from his son. My father wants to know if you're ready to meet him tomorrow at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. I didn't know. Right, whatever, 10, 11, 7, 9, 6, 4, anytime, ich will treffen, whatever, I'll be there. Ich will sitzen mit Chiller Rechimu, mit der Gartel, mit der Rajavulka, mit alle Sachen. Kitzer, I want to tell you what happened. I sat with the guy for 15 minutes. On the spot, $50,000. And he said, I'm not letting go of this. I want to see this to success, and I'm going to get you connected with corporate America with this. I have a lot of clients and does, and he's committed and driven up. If I would be disillusioned and discouraged by his absolutely no interest, Never mind, I'd be $50,000 behind. I'd be in the pits. Because the Rebbe orchestrated this guy to be a sinner. It's going to bring me all his clients. He's committed. He says, I'm so driven by your thing, by your commitment, that I'm going to get all my clients to buy it. He's an accountant. He's dealing with all the big vidim. Just to give you an idea, the guy has A.J. Madison, a BH photo, and Aula Grace Chachmalagin. He's a big guy. He's going to be connected to the biggest of the biggest. Let's think about it. If I would be discouraged, if I would be disillusioned, if I would be disheartened, and if I would go to sleep because somebody told me, he's not interested. He's absolutely not interested. And 3 million people are telling me every idea in the world, and Moshe Rabbeinu is telling me, David is a send the guy. It makes no sense. Go for it. Take one step. Put your right foot in front of your left foot. It makes no sense. It's insane. Now we're talking Data Shemini. Now we're in the Rebbe's ballpark. Wow. It's got very little. I don't get excited anymore about money. I need money. It's not about money. It's about Yilchum L'chemes Havayim V'Yinatzech. It's now it's about being a sinner of the Rebbe's Nitzach. You graduate that. You see that it's beyond about say that. The Rebbe darf Natzech sein. The Rebbe darf einnehmen the Welt. And the Rebbe is counting on us. Let's not be petty-minded. Let's not look afshal. Can you imagine if I would give up 1 inch of this stupid email when the guy tells me he's absolutely... You know how many times our children tell us, I'm absolutely not interested in your trot! And you're going to send them a real loving, caring word. You know what they're going to give you? They're not going to give you $50,000. They're going to give you, I'm signing up to it. You know why? Because you have faith in me. And you're channeling the Rebbe's trust in me. And you're not looking at me and judging me at face value, at what I'm telling you, and what I'm expressing to you, but you believe in who I am. And you believe that every Jew in this world is meant to advance the Rebbe's mission. And nobody is exempt. And when you see our position, you know, and the Rebbe tells us, when you see a Jew who's brikitzach, those are the Jews you have to embrace, you have to hug tightly. It's so true regarding our children, it's so true regarding our spouses, it's so true in every area of our lives. The Rebbe said it was a story by the Rebbe Marash. But the Rebbe Marash given a Seder. The Rebbe said, this was a Seder. But the Rebbe Marash, when the Rebbe Marash said Chassidus, they locked the doors. Why? Because besides the Rebbe Marash said Chassidus, and people are going to go, it's going to make a rash, it's going to make a ruckus. Der Nache gewähnt, a Shamish, was ist herumgegangen mit der Puschke für Shemeritze. And anybody, while the Rebbe Marash was saying Chassidus, that dozed off, this Shamish would go near him and put a pushka of Shemeritze